Hi, and welcome to Kayne's Top 5 Under 5, the 5 most important stories in cybersecurity for February 2024. Our first story is that I'm really excited for 10K season, even though there have only been 7 10Ks filed by the time of this recording. Here's what's in each. Intel's filing goes into unique risks and the governance framework, highlighting the board and CISO's oversight roles. Lockheed Martin emphasizes cybersecurity's centrality to its mission, detailing threats, management's roles, and the cybersecurity team structure. Netflix discusses its security program's impact and governance. Northrop Grumman presents a comprehensive risk management process, emphasizing leadership roles in oversight. Schlumberger starts with a cybersecurity program outline, transitioning into specific practices and governance. ServiceNow addresses the dynamic threat landscape, advocating a thorough risk management approach. And United Rentals highlights a collaborative approach across departments, detailing its framework and oversight mechanisms. Of those, I think Lockheed Martin takes the prize for depth and breadth, with Northrop a close second. I'm also seeing trends. Most of the 10Ks are using a standard framework like NIST or ISO to demonstrate their commitment to cybersecurity practices. Risk management is coming up often, and audits are commonly mentioned as a method to enhance cybersecurity. And we support all of those at Hyperproof. As a CISO, I'd want to know I have proof that my controls are being automatically collected, tested, and externally audited regularly before I'd feel good about an SEC filing. Related to those 10Ks, our second story is about Glass Lewis, an influential firm within the American proxy advisory sector, which updated their policy guidelines. These guidelines play a critical role in guiding institutional investors during corporate shareholder meetings. Glass Lewis will not adjust its voting recommendations based solely on a company's cybersecurity controls. However, in the event of a significant cyber attack that results in considerable harm to shareholders, the emphasis will shift. The focus will be on how the board managed cybersecurity and the company's reaction to the incident. If a board shows insufficient oversight, or if the company's response and disclosures post attack are found lacking, Glass Lewis may recommend voting against certain directors. Our third story is the recent dismissal motion by SolarWinds. SolarWinds contends that its general policy statements or intentions, including those in the security statement, shouldn't be the basis for a securities fraud claim. The company emphasizes that these statements did not contain specific misleading information that would have deceived investors. SolarWinds maintains that its cybersecurity program is strong and that its public assertions about cybersecurity efforts were not misleading. The company challenges the SEC's ability to prove any false claims within the security statement, particularly about its adherence to the NIST cybersecurity framework. SolarWinds also accuses the SEC of misinterpreting internal documents and wrongly alleging security deficiencies. This case is being closely monitored by every CISO I know, as it may set a precedent for how companies must handle public-facing cybersecurity statements. Our fourth story is about the DOJ and the FTC, who have made significant updates to their preservation letters. These updates extend to messaging platforms such as Slack, Microsoft Teams, and Signal. These updates require companies to maintain comprehensive records of chat logs, including those from ephemeral messaging services like Signal or Telegram. Non-compliance could lead to charges of obstruction of justice. This shift underscores a broader movement towards stringent data retention controls. We saw a bit of that in 2023 too from the CFTC. Organizations are now faced with the requirements to educate their workforce on the appropriate use of communications platforms and implement and test technical controls to prevent discussions on unsanctioned apps. This proactive approach is critical for ensuring ongoing compliance and sustaining trust in a brand's integrity. Finally, our fifth story is the latest global cybersecurity outlook report by the World Economic Forum. The report acknowledges the effectiveness of cybersecurity and privacy regulations, with a significant portion of leaders from private sectors confirming their role in mitigating ecosystem risks, which is an improvement from the previous year. But the challenges of navigating different regulations across jurisdictions remain substantial, because it turns out individual regulations aren't hard. Just following all of them across global jurisdictions can be hard if you don't have a single source of truth. And despite the importance of industry collaboration, only a small number of leaders see notable progress on that within the next couple years. This view varies slightly between cyber and business executives, with cyber executives being marginally more optimistic about future industry partnerships. Thanks for watching today, and if you want to learn from top cybersecurity experts, be sure to follow our LinkedIn and YouTube page where we host our series of interviews with InfoSec pros.